What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Sean Farrell Podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Amen. So let's get right into it. So I saw this. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get to that second. Yeah. Okay, so I saw all this a few days ago. You know how everybody's talking about who is the GOAT, LeBron, Michael. The debate has been over for a long time, okay? And one of the best players in the NBA, the 50 greatest players in the NBA, just reinforced that point, okay? Patrick Ewing played for 15 years at the Knicks. Played 17 seasons overall in the NBA. He had a take on the GOAT debate. And I saw in the post said Patrick Ewing ends the GOAT debate, okay, as every other NBA legend and current NBA player knows who the real GOAT is, okay? So Patrick Ewing just reinforced that notion of ending the GOAT debate by saying this. I never heard of it. I never heard of it that in the Michael Jordan era, the ratings went down. It was quite the opposite. It was when people watched the NBA more, okay? And this is when there was more physicality, more resistance. You could actually foul, and yet the games were still pretty damn good, okay? No, I'm not saying LeBron is a bad player. But if he complains too much and fakes injuries, the All-Star game, crying like that and acting like a diva will never elevate the league like Jordan did. He thought we'd never see anything the same. Let me read that last part of Ewing's quote again. Crying like that and acting like a diva will never elevate the league like Jordan did. He thought we'd never see anything the same. It just reinforces a point that Michael is the GOAT. Michael is the GOAT. Okay? It just reinforces the point. And I talked about how the NBA promoted its players, teams, and with the slogans, NBA action is fantastic. I love his game. The ratings went through the roof. Okay? The ratings were through the roof, okay? And this is when you had a lot of physicality in the NBA. This is where you had a ton of physicality in the NBA. And people still watched. People still watched because the games were competitive. The teams played real defense. There was real resistance, okay? And you had players like Michael, Isaiah, Magic, Bird, Hakeem, Ewing, Shaq, later on, Kobe Bryant, okay? You had those guys. The games were competitive. There was real resistance. You could play defense. And the game was just so much more damn better. Let's just be honest. The game was just so much more damn better, okay? Players competed every single night. Players competed in the All-Star game, okay? Players competed every single night. And you remember the 2001 All-Star game, okay? When the West had like a 18 to 20 point lead, then the East came back. Then Stephon Marbury down the stretch hit those 2 3 pointers to complete the comeback for the East. Yeah. You remember in the All-Star game where I believe it was Dwayne Wade broke Kobe Bryant's nose on a fast break? You remember the All-Star game in 2003 where it appeared that Michael Jordan had hit the game winner, but Kobe Bryant came right back and tied the game, right? Yeah. Yeah. The competition was real. The ratings were through the roof. And players just don't care. Players really don't care. Players just don't care. And now this is... Now, I hear some people say that the NBA started to take a different turn when Allen Iverson came into the league in 1996 with tats, cornrows, hip-hop. Okay. That's when they say the league was beginning to turn. It had not completely turned yet because you still had veterans who were in the league. Okay. You still had the veterans. You had the Ewings, the Stocktons, the Jordans, the Pippins, the Malones, the Alonzo Mournings, the Tim Hardaways, veterans. It was still a veteran. The league was still ran by veterans. Okay. And the ratings were still through the roof. Okay. But then it's just like Jordan left. And then Jordan left for the second time, okay? And then the lockout happened. And that's when the NBA began to shift from veterans who built on what the previous generations had done, okay, to today's game where you have players who are tearing down what was built and also shitting on previous generations. Okay. And I just lost my train of thought. Oh, man, I was about to bring up something. I just lost my train of thought. Man. Okay, let me see if I can remember what I was going to say within 10 seconds. Let's see, I talked about Iverson, the league transitioning. Oh yeah. It came back. So, Dominique Wilkins, okay, who played from 1982 until 1999, okay. I know he spent 1995, the 1996 season, he played in Greece. And then I think in 1998, he played in Greece again, okay. So he had 2 separate stints overseas. But he came back to the NBA for his final season in 1999. And he and his brother, Gerald, actually played on the Orlando Magic together, okay. So they played together in Wilkins' final season in 1999. Him and his brother, they played together in their final seasons, right? And so Dominique Wilkins tells a story on NBA Open Court, okay? He says, I think Dominique Wilkins said he was leading the league in points per minute or something, okay? And so then he tells a story where Chuck Daly, who was the coach of the Orlando Magic at that time, he tells a story how Chuck Daly came to him and said, Neek, I think we're going to start Matt Harpering because we want more scoring. And Dominique Wilkins said, he went like, what? He said, I think we're going to start Matt harpering because he gives us more scoring. And then Dominique said, but Chuck, I'm leading the league in points per minute. Okay? And so then Dominique Wilkins said, listen, Chuck, I've been in the league a long time. If you wanna play this young player, no, I have no problem with it. If you want to play this young player, but don't insult my intelligence, okay? And so then that's when Dominique Wilkins said, that's around the time the game began to change. It was more about pacifying, taking care of these young players more than it was winning. And Dominique Wilkins said he wanted no part of that. So yeah. Yeah. Patrick Ewing. Crying like that and acting like a diva will never elevate the league like Jordan did. Nah, it won't. Especially when you consider. I'm not gonna bring that up right now. I'm not gonna bring that up right now. As a matter of fact, I will. Does anybody remember Jordan ever flopping? I don't. I don't remember Jordan ever flopping. Whenever Jordan went to the hole, he got fouled. Okay? So yeah. Crying like that and acting like a diva will never elevate the league like Jordan did. Yeah, I tend to agree with Patrick Ewing. Yeah. All right. So, also, John Stockton. I saw all this on John Stockton. He was an NBA superstar who didn't try to be one. In other words, he was a quiet NBA superstar. This is what I mean. He was a superstar who didn't try to be one, okay? But I saw all this. John Stockton was a legend, both on and off the court, but not in the way most stars are today. He never chased fame, endorsements, or media attention. No commercials. He turned down ad deals because they clashed with his kids' soccer games. Family man. No talk shows. If it interfered with family dinner, he wasn't going. John Stockton also didn't have an agent. Stockton negotiated every contract himself in his 19-year NBA career. And I think he turned out just fine. No entourage. No PR team. No assistants. No bodyguards. Just John. Same haircut. Those same short shorts. Those same short shorts. Even when the league expanded the shorts, the shorts length, he kept the same shorts. Never changed his look, even when the league moved on. No flashy interviews. He kept it simple, avoiding drama or long-winded stories. No sob stories. He never spoke about struggles or tried to sell a personal narrative. Stockton was all about basketball and family. Nothing else mattered. So in other words, John Stockton was the most boring NBA superstar probably in NBA history, right? But I like that. I like that. I like that he kept to himself, and he was all about hooping and family. Hoops and family. Family and hoops. Hoops, family. Family and hoops. That's it. Okay? And the one thing that I noticed about John Stockton throughout his career, same look, kept the same shorts. I never saw Stockton wear a wristband, headband. I know when he had his knee injury. I know when he had his knee injury in 1990, at the start of the 1998 season, he did wear a knee brace for a time. But yeah, that's the thing that I really noticed about John Stockton throughout his entire career. Wore no headbands, wore no wristbands, no accessories on his legs, no compression shorts or nothing like that you see the athletes wear when they're running up and down the court. And I'm like, man, that guy did not change one iota his entire career. Man. But I like that. I like that. I like that. He was all about family and hoops. And he was the same. And probably still is the same, even in retirement. As a matter of fact, I just said that he wore no headbands, no wristbands, no leg accessories, no compression shorts. I remember they were playing Portland. They were playing Portland in the Western Conference Finals back in 1992. And it was Game 5. And John Stockton had got poked in the eye. Okay? John Stockton had got poked in the eye. So he had to leave a game. John Stockton had to leave the game. And he did not return. And so this is what happened. The game went into overtime. The Blazers won the game in overtime. But the Utah Jazz had this guy by the name of Delaney Rudd. Yeah, the Utah Jazz had this guy by the name of Delaney Rudd. He played 3 years. Yeah, he played 3 years for the Jazz. 90, 91, 92. Okay. And so it was a close game. And so Terry Porter hit 2 free throws. And this is what happened after Terry Porter hit the 2 free throws. Here he goes.
Seconds to go. A 2-point lead. Jerry Sloan calls time. Karl Malone says, take it easy, I'll shoot the 3. 20-second timeout. His second shot, Jerry Sloan. Perhaps he didn't want that timeout to be taken by his Utah club.
You can see him. He did not want the timeout. He wanted it after the second free throw. But Delaney Rudd, who hasn't played a lot, called the timeout.
Mental mistakes. And those are the things that coaches die behind right there. They were fortunate they had a 20, so it didn't hurt them because they want to have that ball at midcourt after the quarter free throw if he makes it.
3-point lead. 13
Here it comes. Here it comes.
If you're Portland, you should foul.
Here it comes.
You're the basketball. Rudd.
for a three-pointer. Oh, my! Right down the middle with 5.5 seconds to go. Delaney Rudd for the injured John Stockton, who had not scored in the game. It's a sensational high-arcing three. It's tied at 1:07.
Yeah. Delaney Rudd, John Stockton's backup, who nobody ever heard of. Who probably nobody even knows, okay? But yeah. John Stockton got poked in the eye and was seeing double vision. Okay? And he came back for game 6, in which Terry Porter scored 41. in which the Blazers advanced to the NBA Finals. But John Stockton came back for Game 6 wearing no goggles. He was seeing the Hubble vision, wore no goggles, okay? But, again, John Stockton, hoops and family. Family hoops. Hoops family. Hoops family. Family hoops. I really like that about John Stockton, okay? Alright, that's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. May God bless you all with many blessings. I'm out of here. Peace.